Good news doesn't just happen randomly. It sends clear signals before it arrives, preparing you for the positive changes about to transform your life. Those moments when everything seems to be working against you are often the final challenges before breakthrough arrives. The universe has its own way of signaling that your struggles are about to end and blessings are about to begin. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 unmistakable signs that good news is heading your way. These aren't vague spiritual concepts or wishful thinking. These are practical, real-world indicators that something positive is on the horizon. Have you ever noticed certain patterns or changes right before something amazing happened in your life? Those weren't coincidences. They were signs that most people miss because they don't know what to look for. It is crucial not to skip any part of this video. Each sign builds on the previous one, creating a complete picture. If you're short on time, try watching at 1.5 or 2 times speed instead of jumping around. You'll still get all the information without missing anything important. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to recognize when good news is about to enter your life. Let's get started by diving headfirst into the first sign that positive change is coming your way. You know those moments when you bump into someone you were just thinking about, or when you randomly meet someone who has exactly what you need. These aren't just happy accidents. They're actually the first major sign that good news is about to crash into your life. Let's be real. We've all had those weird moments when the universe seems to be playing matchmaker. Like when you're thinking about starting a business, and suddenly you meet someone at a coffee shop who happens to be an expert in exactly what you need. Crazy, right? But here's the thing. It's not crazy at all. It's a pattern that happens right before good news arrives. Think about the last time something amazing happened in your life. I bet if you look back, you'll notice that right before that good news, you had some kind of random encounter that pushed you in that direction. Maybe you reconnected with an old friend who mentioned a job opening. Or perhaps you sat next to a stranger on a plane who ended up becoming a business partner. These connections aren't random at all. They're like little breadcrumbs the universe drops to lead you towards something awesome. The trick is learning to spot them. So how do you tell the difference between a meaningful coincidence and just plain old chance? Pay attention to the timing and relevance. If you meet someone who perfectly fits into what you've been focusing on lately, that's not just coincidence. That's sign number 1 that good news is coming. Let me share a quick story. My friend Jake was struggling to find a new apartment for months. Nothing was working out. Then one day, he randomly helped an elderly woman carry her groceries. Turns out her grandson owned several apartment buildings and had a perfect unit opening up. Within a week, Jake had his dream apartment at below-market rent. That random act of kindness wasn't random at all. It was the first sign good news was heading his way. Here's what you need to do starting today. Begin noticing these connections in your life. When something seems like a weird coincidence, don't just brush it off.
Pay attention.
These are cosmic nudges trying to guide you. Try keeping a coincidence journal. Each time something unusual or coincidental happens, write it down. You'll start to see patterns emerge. You'll notice how these chance encounters often lead directly to positive changes in your life. The truly wild part? Once you start paying attention to these connections, they actually start happening more often. It's like the universe rewards you for paying attention by sending more signs your way. So the next time you have an unexpected encounter or a surprising reconnection with someone from your past, get excited. It's not just a coincidence. It's sign number 1 that good news is about to transform your life. Now, have you ever noticed how sometimes out of nowhere you suddenly feel energized and full of ideas? Like your brain is working overtime, connecting dots you never saw before? That feeling isn't just random. It's actually the second powerful sign that good news is heading your way. This burst of energy and creativity is like your body's internal radar system, picking up on positive changes before they fully arrive. It's as if some part of you already knows something good is coming and it's getting you ready to receive it. I remember talking with a teacher who was feeling stuck in her career. For months, she dragged herself to work, feeling drained and uninspired. Then suddenly, for no apparent reason, she started waking up with tons of ideas for her classroom. She couldn't understand why. Nothing had changed yet. But within 2 weeks, she was offered a position at her dream school. Her body knew the good news was coming before her conscious mind did. What's fascinating is the science behind this phenomenon. When good news is on the horizon, your brain actually shifts into a more positive state, releasing hormones like dopamine and serotonin. These chemicals don't just make you feel good. They literally enhance your brain's ability to make creative connections and solve problems. That's why you'll often notice solutions to old problems suddenly appearing right before good news arrives. Problems that stumped you for months might suddenly have obvious answers. It's not that the problems got easier, it's that your brain is operating in a more optimum state because it's preparing for positive change. What's really interesting is how this energy manifests differently for everyone. Some people suddenly get the urge to clean and organize everything. That's their body's way of clearing space for the good things coming. Others might find themselves writing music, painting, or coming up with business ideas. The form doesn't matter. It's the sudden surge that's significant. The key is not to waste this precious energy. When you feel this creative surge, capture it. Start a solution journal where you write down all these brilliant ideas and inspirations. Even if they seem random now, they're often connected to the good news heading your way. Think of this energy surge like the pressure change before a rainstorm. Animals can sense it coming, and you can too. Your body and mind are incredibly intuitive systems that often know what's coming before your conscious mind catches up. So if you've been feeling unusually inspired lately, get excited. It's not just a random mood swing. It's sign number 2 that good news is on its way to you. And if you haven't already, now would be a perfect time to smash that subscribe button. Because just like these energy surges prepare you for good news, subscribing prepares you for more life-changing insights coming your way. Now, have you ever experienced the moment that, just when you least expect it, those nagging problems that have followed you around for months or even years suddenly resolve themselves? It's almost magical how it happens. This mysterious clearing of obstacles is the third unmistakable sign that good news is about to enter your life. Think of it like this. Good news needs space to land. It's like trying to receive a package when your doorway is blocked with clutter. The universe has a way of clearing that pathway just before delivering something wonderful. This clearing often happens in ways you never could have engineered yourself. That relative who hasn't spoken to you in years suddenly reaches out to make peace. The paperwork that's been stuck in bureaucratic limbo finally processes. The loan that kept getting denied mysteriously approves. What makes this sign so powerful is that it often involves situations you've given up trying to fix. You've exhausted all your options, thrown up your hands, and then, just like that, resolution appears. I've seen this pattern play out countless times. A business owner had been battling an impossible zoning issue for over a year. Every appeal was denied. Then suddenly, a week before an unexpected opportunity to expand his business came along, the zoning issue was resolved through a completely unexpected channel. The path was cleared just in time for the good news to arrive. This clearing happens in emotional realms too. Perhaps you finally reach a sense of peace about a past relationship, or you suddenly understand why a painful experience was necessary for your growth. These emotional resolutions aren't coincidental. They're preparation for the good that's coming. Professional closures happen too. That project that's been dragging on forever finally wraps up. The difficult client suddenly becomes easier to work with or moves on. The colleague who's been causing friction transfers to another department. What makes this sign so fascinating is how it operates in patterns. Once you start noticing one area clearing up, pay attention. Other areas will likely follow suit, creating a domino effect of resolution before your good news arrives. The key is to recognize and appreciate these moments of closure when they happen. Instead of just feeling relieved and moving on, take a moment to acknowledge them as significant markers. They're not just random fixes, They're signposts pointing toward impending good news. Here's a practical tip that can actually accelerate this process. Make peace with your past disappointments. By consciously releasing old frustrations and wounds, you create space for resolution to occur naturally. It's like you're partnering with the universe in the clearing process. At this point, if you're finding value in these insights and want to support our work in bringing you more life-changing content, you can click the thanks button just below this video. Your support helps us continue creating the content that transforms lives every day. Let's continue with the fourth powerful sign that good news is heading your way. The mind speaks in mysterious ways, especially when it's trying to tell you that good news is on the way. The fourth powerful sign appears in your dreams and intuitive flashes. Those gut feelings and nighttime visions that seem to know things before your conscious mind catches up. Think about this. Your subconscious processes approximately 11 million bits of information per second, while your conscious mind handles only about 50 bits. That's an enormous difference. Your deeper mind is constantly gathering data, making connections, and predicting outcomes that your waking mind hasn't figured out yet. When good news is approaching, this powerful system starts sending you signals. These signals often appear in dreams first. You might dream about flying, which often symbolizes freedom and new opportunities about to unfold in your life. Or perhaps you dream about finding money or valuable objects, a common symbol that good fortune is on its way. Water in dreams, especially clear, calm water, frequently indicates emotional clarity that comes right before positive changes. What's truly fascinating is that these dream symbols are surprisingly universal. Across cultures and throughout history, humans have reported similar dream patterns before positive life changes. It's as if our collective unconscious speaks a common language when it comes to predicting good news. But it's not just dreams. Daytime intuitive hits are equally powerful. You might suddenly feel drawn to a particular place without knowing why. Maybe you feel compelled to call someone out of the blue. Or perhaps you experience a sudden, unexplainable sense of peace or excitement about the future. These intuitive nudges aren't random. They're your internal guidance system lighting up because it senses something good on the horizon. Consider the story of a writer who had been struggling to find a publisher. For 3 nights in a row, she dreamed about birds building nests. She didn't think much of it until the 4th day, when she received an unexpected email from a publisher interested in her manuscript. The birds in her dreams were literally building the nest for her good news to land in. The science behind intuition is equally compelling. Research shows that our bodies often react to information before our conscious minds register it. Your heart rate might change, or your palms might sweat slightly in response to good news that's approaching, even before you consciously know about it. Your body literally senses what's coming. To strengthen this intuitive radar system, start keeping a dream journal. Each morning, before you even get out of bed, write down whatever you remember from your dreams, even fragments that seem meaningless. Over time, you'll begin to recognize your personal dream language and the specific symbols that precede good news in your life. Pay attention to those gut feelings too. When you feel inexplicably drawn to something or someone, follow that pull. Your intuition is trying to guide you toward the path where your good news awaits. This deeper knowing is a gift, a built-in navigation system that's constantly working to lead you toward positive outcomes. When you learn to trust and follow these intuitive signals, you'll find yourself being guided straight to your good news with remarkable precision. Now, have you ever noticed how good things often come in clusters? It starts with something small. Maybe you find a parking spot right in front, win a small prize, or receive an unexpected compliment. Then suddenly, larger pieces of good news begin to follow. That's exactly what the 5th sign is all about. The small wins that build momentum before major good news arrives. These small wins are easy to dismiss. We often brush them off as nice coincidences or random lucky breaks. But I want you to pause and really consider your own life experience for a moment. Think back to the last time something truly wonderful happened to you. Weren't there several smaller positive developments that occurred right before that big breakthrough? Perhaps you got a small bonus at work, then reconnected with an old friend, then found a great deal on something you needed, and then suddenly, the major good news you'd been hoping for finally materialized. These smaller wins weren't accidents. They were building blocks, creating a pathway for your bigger blessing to travel along. There's actually a scientific explanation for this. Success creates neurochemical changes in your brain that make you more likely to succeed again. Each small win releases dopamine, which not only feels good, but also enhances your ability to see opportunities and take positive action. You become more confident, more observant, and more likely to put yourself in situations where good things can happen. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, gathering more snow and momentum as it goes. One small win creates the conditions for another, slightly larger win, which creates conditions for an even bigger one, until finally, the major good news arrives. I've watched this pattern unfold countless times. A musician friend was struggling for years when suddenly she won a small local competition. The next week, she was asked to perform at a slightly bigger venue. The following month, she met someone who connected her with a recording opportunity. Within 6 months of that first small win, she had signed a record deal. Her big breakthrough had arrived, but it started with that one small victory. The key is learning to recognize these small wins as significant signposts, not just random lucky breaks. When you start noticing several positive developments clustering together, get ready. Something bigger is likely on its way. Even more powerful is the role gratitude plays in this process. When you actively appreciate these small wins, you actually accelerate the arrival of bigger good news. Gratitude puts you in a receptive state that attracts more positive developments. Try creating what I call a wins tracker, a simple journal where you document every positive development, no matter how small. Did someone hold the door for you? Write it down. Did your coffee shop give you an extra stamp on your loyalty card? Note it. Found $1 on the sidewalk? Record it. What would this practice look like in your own life? Think about the past week. What small wins have you experienced that might be signs of bigger good news on the horizon? Have you been acknowledging these wins, or have you been dismissing them as insignificant? When you start tracking these small victories, you'll begin to see patterns emerge. You'll notice how they often cluster together right before major positive developments in your life. And most importantly, you'll learn to read these signs as the universe telling you, get ready. Something wonderful is coming your way. We've journeyed through the 5 unmistakable signs that good news is coming your way. Unexpected connections, sudden bursts of creativity, closure on past issues, intuitive signals, and small wins building momentum. These signs don't work in isolation. They form a powerful network of indicators, alerting you that positive change is approaching. The difference between those who seem lucky and those who don't often comes down to one simple thing: awareness. When you're mindful of these signs, you not only recognize good news coming, but you actually participate in bringing it closer. Here's a simple daily practice. Each night before bed, ask yourself which of these 5 signs you noticed today. Did you experience a meaningful coincidence? Feel a creative surge? Find resolution to an old problem? Receive an intuitive hit? Notice small wins clustering together. This simple check-in keeps you alert to the good that's approaching. Remember this: what you focus on expands. By actively looking for these signs, you'll naturally notice them more often, creating a powerful feedback loop that attracts even more good news into your life. Now imagine going back to your old ways after knowing these signs. Imagine missing the clear signals the universe is sending you, wandering blindly when there are bright arrows pointing you toward your blessings. That would be leaving your gifts unwrapped on the table. Share your experiences in the comments below. When did you notice these signs working in your own life? And hey, the YouTube algorithm knows what you need to see next. Click on the suggested video that's appearing on your screen right now. It's not an accident that it's showing up for you at this exact moment. It's actually sign number 6 that more good news is headed your way.